What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're going to take a step back from Black Ops and talk about some new leaks that we have for Modern Warfare 4 and DMZ 2.0. So after round-based zombies concludes, so we have that with BO6 and then BO7 is bringing it back. Then we jump into COD 2026, and since there will no longer be zombies, there's going to be another third mode, and it looks like they've already decided that it will be DMZ based on just the success that they saw with the beta version that they launched with Modern Warfare 2. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you do find the video informative or helpful at any point, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Yesterday, we talked about how Black Ops 6 was just a big mess, mainly because they had to delay the Reloaded update. There really isn't much content going on right now. There's a lot of bugs and problems, and ironically enough, shortly after I posted that video, Call of Duty HQ just went completely offline. Pretty much every single Call of Duty game that was associated with the HQ, even some older Call of Duty titles, went completely offline. We don't know exactly why that is the case. They didn't push out any brand new updates. There wasn't a new download. Typically, when we do get a brand new update, that's when Call of Duty will break. This time around, it was completely random. It just came out of nowhere around 30 minutes to an hour. Every single platform went offline. No one was able to load in Call of Duty. People were stuck with like that loading screen error whenever you tried to open up the Call of Duty HQ app. Just wanted to let you guys know about that because I saw a bunch of comments as soon as the servers went offline. People asking, did anyone else have this issue? Did something happen? And yeah, it pretty much happened for around 30 minutes to an hour. After that, servers did slowly go back online, and it has been fixed since then. This is just to let you know, for those of you guys who may have experienced that outage yesterday, that it wasn't you, it was actually Call of Duty's side. I'm curious to see how the Season 4 Reloaded update is going to launch, considering the servers are randomly going offline, you know, in the middle of the day with no update or anything. Anyways, just wanted to let you guys know about that before we move on. So DMZ 2.0, this is something we talked about 3 months ago, and it was pretty much sort of confirmed based on leaks. If you guys know, Call of Duty HQ pretty much shares everything, and a lot of times the upcoming Call of Duty titles get strings added to the files, and the leakers are able to go through there and find out information about upcoming Call of Duty titles. Since Modern Warfare 4 is going to be under, you know, the Call of Duty HQ umbrella, that means that there's going to be leaks surfacing for that. And previously, we talked about how the original DMZ that we got a chance to play with on MW2 as a free-to-play experience was considered a beta. It never left that beta phase, and it just stayed like that all the way up until they discontinued it or they stopped adding updates to it. So still to this day, if you go and load up DMZ, it's probably going to tell you that you're in the beta. Now, it looks like they're actually going to be leaving that beta phase with Modern Warfare 2026, and now they're gonna go all out with it. It's actually going to be a little bit different because it's no longer going to be a free-to-play experience according to what the leaks are saying. It's actually going to be a part of the paid game. So you have to own Modern Warfare 4 in order to be able to play it. Very similar to what they're doing right now with, say, round-based zombies. You have to own Black Ops 6 in order to play zombies. So that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to make Modern Warfare have that unique third mode that they're known for. And it seems like DMZ is the route that they have chosen to go with. So that's like a little bit unfortunate, but we talked about that. And as a result, from it being paid, there's obviously more that's going to come in with it than we got in the free version. For example, they're going to have a map exclusive to DMZ, so not just recycled Warzone maps or anything like that we saw with the beta, but the map is labeled under Tumen, so it has to do with the Tumen River, which we assume it also matches with the leaks that we have for Modern Warfare 4 being set around North and South Korea near China, and that's basically where the story is going to go on, and they're going to make a map that's completely unique to the mode, and it's going to have some separation from Warzone and other modes like multiplayer that we have in the game. Now, some brand new leaks actually surfaced a couple days ago. It looks like with a recent Call of Duty update, they have added more information. So Reality UK said, I'm not entirely sure if I posted this before, but this is another DMZ menu, DMZ key select. Now, I don't want to show the image for copyright purposes, and, you know, Activision may decide to take things down like this, but it's basically very similar to the version that we had with with MW2 where you had a stash and you had key items and then you had mission items and you had the important things that were in your inventory that you can look at, and it basically just has the Black Ops 6 UI instead. I'll have the tweet linked down in the description if you actually want to see it, but it's very simple and straightforward, not too crazy or anything like that. Now, alongside that, he followed up, he said Modern Warfare 4 DMZ will have a new POI difficulty labeled extreme. So it looks like depending on some of the locations, some may be more dangerous than others, and they're going to be labeled as such. So if there's like an extreme location, chances are you can get some better loot within there, but the chances of you dying are significant. Maybe there's going to be a bunch of AI spawning there, maybe some mini bosses or weather shifts and difficulties like that. And speaking of weather, he actually talks about that, and he says it looks like DMZ is going to have weather cycles on this 2-man map. So you have the default regular, so what the map looks like normal. Then you have fog, similar to maybe like a Sheikah Island. We've seen that before. Then it starts getting a little different. For example, rain starts coming in. Then there's rain heavy, snow heavy, wind. And with games like these, like extraction-based games, I know for a fact that they typically could have different sorts of rewards that can maybe pop up depending on the weather. Maybe some things are only available when there's heavy snow, different types of bosses for different types of weather. And this could definitely make the game feel just so much more fresh and not that consistent same exact experience that we saw with DMZ. If you guys remember, we did have like sandstorms come in, and it gave the game such a different feel. It made you actually feel like you were immersed in the map, and it's something that DMZ definitely needed. And this is just like a little short clip of what that looked like. He then replies to that tweet and says there will be multiple ways to infill into DMZ, probably just randomly chosen, but there's going to be a ground vehicle, there's going to be a heli, there's going to be an AC-130, and then there's also quote-unquote standard, which is probably the typical regular one. And these are different intro cinematics similar to what we see with maps when you're infilling into them, as you usually would with like almost all the recent Call of Duty titles. He then tweets and says Modern Warfare 4 DMZ is referred to as DMZ2 in the files, and it will have its own unique walking operator front end scene, from what I can tell, referred to as DMZ walkable scene menu. I'm thinking just very similar to how the Black Ops 6 menu is right now, to when you're just in the main menu for the multiplayer side of things. You have whatever operator you selected, the weapon blueprint and camo, those are being shown with them just walking throughout the menu. Maybe DMZ is going to have its own sort of menu for that when you're on the DMZ main menu screen. That's what I sort of understood from this tweet. He could mean something completely different, like maybe an intro cinematic to where when you select like a character, they're gonna like get up out of like a chair and then start walking towards the vehicle or walking towards a door or something along those lines to begin the infill and the whole sequence for the actual game and jump you into like the loading screen. And then following that, he also says that DMZ will have a 3D printer of some sort. Not much to go off of, but that's basically all there is to it, is that it exists. I think it's going to be like a brand new crafting sort of feature. So maybe you have to collect different parts, and then you're able to use these parts within the 3D printer to craft different weapons, different materials, equipment, skins, lethals, maybe rewards, blueprints, things like that. And I feel like it's going to be like a heavy sort of base of operations that you're going to be using within the game. So if you want to craft, say, a flashbang grenade that you're going to need for one of the upcoming missions, you go and you collect the parts, and then you input them into the 3D printer, and then maybe it tells you, okay, come back in like 5 or 10 minutes when it's done crafting, and then bigger things may take longer time. I feel like that's something pretty standard when it comes to gaming, and it makes sense for them to add something along these lines into a DMZ mode. Now, that is pretty much all the information that he's given us so far in regards to DMZ and the new leaks that have surfaced since the last time we spoke about it. But what are your thoughts and opinions? Is this a mode you're looking forward to? We still have over a year until this officially comes into the game, so a lot more news and information is going to surface until then, and I'll keep you guys covered if you guys want more info on it. But that is all that I got for you guys in this one. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.